I've been studying art since I left high school. Then after that I decided I didn't want to be an artist anymore and got into teaching. Since I decided to follow that path of being a teacher, not just at high schools but doing my own workshops, sharing what I know just seems like a natural progression of what I'd learned. I started going to Northcote Pottery Studios in Brunswick and went there every Saturday for 1 to 2 years and was really focused on learning how to throw on the pottery wheel after that. The inspiration usually begins with the material for me. I usually just create on the wheel and that's where the shape will come from. So it's about feeling the materials, what its possibilities are, and letting the material guide me and then seeing where that takes me and follow that path. From start to finish, I suppose you have your clay and you can wedge it, so that kind of kneading the bread type movement, but it's getting air bubbles and impurities out. And then I suppose you throw it on the wheel, so you basically throw it in the middle of the wheel. It's a process of getting the clay in the centre of the wheel before you can kind of bring up the walls and kind of create the piece that you're trying to make. You can also trim it, so you flip it upside down and then you use a carving tool to refine the shape. And once that's done, it sits on the shelf for maybe a couple of weeks for it to completely dry out, and then it goes in the kiln. Once it comes out of the kiln, the first firing, you're able to glaze it. So there's a billion different ways you can do that. The whole joy of making a pot is in the creative process on the wheel as it's happening. That's why I do what I love and why I love what I do. It's nice to know that people believe in my work enough to want to sell it in their shop. It feels really nice. Keeping those connections to my customers and wholesalers is something that I really value.